Obviously, you're on Twitch. You're watching it right now. If you're on YouTube, if you're on my YouTube channel, then you already know what my YouTube channel is, and you're watching a recording of when this was live streamed. See, on YouTube, they get edited though, because there's some things that you can't put on YouTube, or they'll take it down, or they'll silence you, or whatever. It's just rules. It's just BS rules that you have to abide by. Abide by? Is that how it is? I don't know. Anyway, so you can find the D Podcast Experience on YouTube. Obviously, like I said, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're already on it. You found it. Congratulations. Good job. And then also Dwayne Johnson's Photography on Instagram, Dune Johnson's Photography. A lot of people get confused on how my first name is spelt. Dwayne, Dune. And then you have, of course, the D Podcast Experience. That is also on Instagram. And you can message me through there as well. Just find me on there, follow your boy, and we'll get it done. And then, of course, Dwayne Johnson's Photography on Facebook. If you're looking to get photos, holla at your boy. I mean, I know I'm kind of biased, but I happen to feel I take pretty good photos, and photos that stand out. They don't look like your regular photos. They don't look like your regular photos. So make sure to, if you're looking for photos, guys, holla at your boy. Let me know what's good. Yeah. And since March, actually since the end of February, when my main source of income got closed down, because I'm an entertainer. I sing for a living. I host music. I also run karaoke at a couple places. But my main source of income is I sing for a living. And as many of y'all know, all that stuff got shut down. All of it. And then we were working our way back up to opening things back up. But y'all know what the deal is. They shut it back down for till December 14th or something. So we got 13 more days. We'll see what happens. We'll see what gets reopened. Right? Just like this whole thing was supposed to be 2 weeks long in March. 2 weeks. And here we are now in December. Right? 10, 11 months later. So, but I'm going to be answering some questions, and yeah. And I appreciate y'all sending them in and all of that good stuff. And again, like I said, I'm very grateful that my friends and acquaintances and family and all that, they value my opinion. And I don't know why they value my opinion, but I'm very unbiased when it comes to my opinion on things. And I usually explain my opinions, why I have these opinions. And so, yeah, I don't know. Plus, I like to help people out. Because, I mean, let's face it, 2020 has punched a lot of people in the mouth, man. And I think the focus should be mental health and how to help people. That's what I think. And so this is kind of like my way of giving back and helping in a way that I can. Helping in a way that I can. Because this year's rough, man. Ain't no presents. Ain't no presents going on this year, man. And I mean, my kids are grown, so they'll understand. But yeah, it's 2020's just been rough for a lot of cats, man. 2020's been rough for a lot of cats. And so when you get to a point of just acceptance, it doesn't even make you mad anymore, irritated. It's just, it is what it is. I mean, this is not going to be a normal Christmas, right? Christmas. But anyway, so I'm going to dive into these questions real quick and see what we get. see what we get here. First question. And I don't know if you guys can see it on the stream because the screens are little or whatever the case may be. But the first question by Jeff J. Because I'm not going to put people on blast. And I'm not going to put people on blast and just blast their entire name. But Jeff J. He asked, why are people so depressed? Okay. So why are people so depressed? Thanks for the question, Jeff. I appreciate you. I see all your messages. You have a lot of questions, man. And thank you very much. Keep sending them in, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. So Jeff says, why are people so depressed? And this is just like, he wants to know my opinion on it. And I feel that depression rates have gone up. Right. And there's a lot of variables to it, in my opinion. There's a lot of different variables that feed into depression. One huge one being social media. That's a huge one that plays in to people's depression. And I'm not talking about, you feel bad one day and then the next day you're good and everything's fine. I'm talking about depression, for real. I'm talking about mental health, mental depression, for real. And so when it comes to depression and why people are depressed, it's kind of a hard answer to it's kind of a hard question to answer, but there's different variables, like I said, right? One being the internet. That in itself, that can be a category in itself, right? That can be a category in itself as far as how depression goes. I think another is if you live in a very, very crowded city. I don't believe humans were meant to be so confined and so close to each other and on top of each other, like LA or New York and places like that. And I also don't think it's a very good idea for us not to see the sun very often. It's been said that the sun activates over 500 off and on switches in our biological makeup, right? They're saying that vitamin D is more of a chemical than a vitamin right now. I don't know. I think we all need the sun. Not too much sun, but we need enough. We need to get outside, fresh air, sun. Why do you think it feels good to walk barefooted in the grass, man? Become one with nature. Jump in the ocean. I really feel that depression is one of those things. What's up, Miss Nolan? What's going on? What's up, Mel's? How you doing? Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, you see the comments over there on the side. Yeah, ladies, I'm just answering some questions tonight. And Jeff, this is from Jeff saying, in my opinion, why do I feel people are depressed? And I think the better question is why, or the not better, but the real question should be, do I think depression rates have gone up? And I absolutely, and they go up every single year. And I'm an optimistic person, but I don't feel that it's going to get any better during the pandemic and during the lockdown. I also, as much as I don't believe that we should be like on top of each other, so many people together like LA, New York, and those busy places like that, I also feel on the opposite end of the spectrum that we shouldn't be isolated. Human beings weren't meant to be just isolated all the time. Especially if you already suffer from mild depression or mental health issues or something like that. It makes it worse. It makes it worse. A lot of people think, the video chat and all that kind of stuff is cool, and it's cool, but it's not face to face. It's not being in the same room with somebody, having that energy exchange. There it is. I know some of y'all was wondering how long is it going to be before he says energy exchange, because it seems like I'm always saying it. Let's see. Miss Ibanez, Mel says it sure has. I think about how things could be worse, even though it's not the best. I reflect on times that have been worse and remember how I got through it. Great reminder to myself what I'm capable of. See, that's a beautiful thing. And when it comes to depression, I feel that some people get so depressed that it's hard for them to see that. It's hard for them to see that little light at the end of the tunnel, man. Because sometimes tunnels can be long, boy. You can be just in a long tunnel and you don't see the light yet, but you got to keep going. And then when you look back, it looks exactly the same when you look behind you. But what happens is sometimes we forget all the trials and tribulations we done gone through to get to where we're at. And I think we've all been through things that we felt we'd never get through. I don't know how I'm going to get through this. But somehow, some way, we made it through, right? So, why do I feel that people are depressed, Jeff? It's just different variables, man. It's different variables, and it just, I mean, think about it. Let's say you're already not feeling good about yourself. Then you're not an essential worker. Now you're at home and you're depending on unemployment or depending on some kind of stimulus. So that in itself creates a little bit of anxiety that adds on to your mild depression. Then throw in social media and you scroll social media and you see all these people who you feel have better lives than you. And then they start feeling more like shit. They start feeling more like they're not worth anything. And so it just multiplies and it builds and it builds and builds and builds. And before too long, you have real depression on your hands. You don't want to leave you don't want to leave your house. You don't want to leave your room, let alone the house. So I feel everybody should at least get out of the house for 20 minutes a day. Just get out. Even if the sun is not out, the clouds are covering it up, just get out. Get outside for just 20 minutes. Go walk around, grab a chair, sit down. If it's raining, get under something, but just go outside. Go outside and get out of the same four walls. Yeah, that's why I feel people are depressed, man. It's the times we're living in, the negative energy, right? We absorb energy because we are energy. And there's a lot of negativity in the world. 2020 has definitely dished out a lot of negativity in the world. And I think when your mental health isn't the best, it's tough with all the negativity around. And so, that's why I feel that we're depressed. That's why I feel that. Mel's, I never knew what Twitch was until this shutdown. So I'm so grateful for the energy exchange that I get from people I've never, ever met. And it's great. I agree 1,000%. I agree 1,000%. Being an optimist like I am, there are great things to the lockdown, in my opinion, that have occurred or people have realized. Right? Let's say you're somebody who does work 60, 70 hours a week and you only have enough time to come home, relax, eat dinner, maybe watch a show on TV, watch one of your favorite shows, go to bed, do it all over again. And then on the weekends, you can kind of do what you want, but not during lockdown, right? So now imagine you losing your job and it sucks and you have all this free time on your hands. A lot of people have rediscovered their love of a hobby they might have not have done forever. And then they get into that hobby. And now that hobby can actually be another line of income, maybe. Just like me and my photography. Although I've been doing it now for, 5-6 years or whatever. I just feel that being locked up like this You can discover, you can rediscover what you love to do. You can rediscover things that you just used to love to do, or you can discover things that you didn't even know that you liked. For instance, like Twitch, like certain social media platforms. Because I don't believe social media is all bad. I really don't. And in a lot of ways, it's good. It's connected people. Connected people in certain ways, right? I can talk to somebody from Indonesia if I want to in an instant. Whereas when I was growing up, I had to ask permission to use the phone to call my friend who lived right down the street. And then if someone else was on the phone, it was like, it was like a busy sign or a busy signal. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Nolan says, do you have any advice for my son on being happy and calming yourself? Oh, hey. Well, because he's listening. Well, first thing I would say to your son is when something is getting you frustrated and something is getting you to a point to where you're getting mad, because there's irritation, frustration, there's anger, right? There's all different levels. But when you feel like you're starting to get angry, and depending on the situation, give yourself a timeout. Take a deep breath. And it sounds super silly, but take a deep breath, like breathe in, breathe out, do it a couple times, and then truly think about what is it that's making you mad about the situation. And then what is it immediately that you can do to calm yourself down immediately. Sometimes it's tough, especially being a kid, because being a kid, sometimes we don't understand what's making us angry. But if you understand what's making you angry, take a time out and really look at it and say, is this really worth me getting mad over? And if it is, how do I work through it? How do I work my way through it and get past it? And then how do I avoid getting in that situation altogether? And I don't know if that helps, but it definitely helps me. Yeah, being a kid is rough. Because sometimes it's like you want to do things and you don't get to do the things you want to do. And you're like, I can't wait to be an adult so I can do what I want. At least that's what I thought. So when you get in situations, like that, bud, just take a deep breath. Give yourself a timeout, even if you have to communicate that and say, Mom or Dad or whoever, I'm getting irritated. And I need to give myself a timeout. Go into a different room. Take a couple deep breaths. Look at the issue. What is it that's making you feel uncomfortable? Write it down if you have to. Writing stuff down, believe it or not, feels so good when you write it down. Even what I used to do is when I would have a lot of things on my mind and I would get irritated or I would get angry about stuff, I would write it down and then I would crumble the paper up and throw it away. And that was it. That was the end. I let out that energy into that paper, crumble the paper up, throw it away. It's done. Now, if it's something that keeps irritating you, like an ongoing thing, then that's going to be a conversation you might need to have with whoever's making you feel that way. But depending on the situation, usually taking a couple deep breaths, going into a different room, or going somewhere that you can be by yourself for a second, and then coming back and visiting what was making you angry. But now you can think a little more clear because you're not as angry, right? As human beings, we have a tendency to, when we get frustrated or angry, we don't think straight. And sometimes we make wrong choices based on the anger we have and not based on logic. So yeah, just give yourself a couple timeouts, deep breaths, and evaluate what's making you mad, and then go from there. That's what I would say, Miss Nolan. That's what I would say. Funk Shop Biggs in the building. What up, Doc? Good to see y'all, man. Good to see y'all. So yeah, so Jeff, I hope that answered your question. Let's see. Next question. Let's see. Next question. Boom. Why do guys feel they can take advantage of women? Sent in by Donna C. There's the question right there. Why do guys feel they can take advantage of women? By Donna C. Funk Shop Biggs. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. So I seen yours and I read your comment, and then I seen Tara. She says, how's it going? So what's up, Tara? What's going on? Yeah, AB, that's what I do, man. When things, or that's what I used to do when I just couldn't figure out why I was so frustrated on something. Write it down and throw it away. Or some people, if you're really mad, write it down and then get a lighter or something and burn it. But be safe about it. But yeah, that's kind of what I do. That's what I do. So Donna C says, why do guys feel they can take advantage of women? Well, it's kind of a broad question. Kind of a broad question, right? But it just depends. It just depends. Some guys, they haven't been put in their place. And the guys that try to take advantage of women are very strategic about it, because they're not going to try to take advantage of a woman who is representing herself as being strong. A mentally strong woman doesn't put up with bullshit. They just don't. They don't care how good looking the guy is. They don't care what kind of house he has. They don't care if he's swinging that junk down below. They don't care about none of that. They don't care about the financial. This dude could be a multimillionaire. It doesn't matter. A mentally strong woman doesn't put up with bullshit, right? So these guys that want to take advantage of women, they prey on women that are mentally unstable as far as like emotion wise. And they can tell. It's what they do. And usually what happens is guys just don't get put in their place. They just don't get put in their place. And so that's why I feel that guys feel that they can take advantage of women. And they'll have women paying their bills, giving them money all the time and all this other stuff. Yeah, the question it definitely can go both ways. Yes, I'm just answering the questions as they come in. But how about we replace gender with people? That's true too. I'm just answering the question that came in, because it does go both ways. It definitely goes both ways, Tara. Tara also says, why do people think they can take advantage of people? That's the same thing. Because people that take advantage of, well, in relationships versus in life, it's a little different. So I think what she was talking about, I think what Donna was talking about was in relationships. But in life, it's kind of the same thing, where people that take advantage of others are just used to doing it. And so, and it sucks. It definitely sucks. But in relationships, it sucks too. And regardless of whether it's a friendship or an actual, relationship. So, yeah, that's why I feel that some guys feel that they can take advantage of women that aren't as mentally tough, and they know it, and guys know it. It's what it is. It's what it is. Funk Shop TV. Yes, Tara. Tara also says lack of self-esteem and self-worth. That's another thing. That is true. Some women, they get so down on themselves that they feel they don't deserve somebody good. And so even though they see red flags, like they see red flags, point blank, but they'll ignore them because someone's giving them attention. So, but see, that's that's why I'm saying there's a difference between mentally tough people and people that aren't as mentally tough, is because they have their own issues going on inside themselves. And it's usually things that they need to really be by themselves for a little while to work through. But they don't. They go from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship. And then they ask themselves, well, what's wrong with my picker? My man picker is so bad. It's not that your man picker is bad. It's that you're not spending enough time with yourself to heal yourself from the last relationship and to heal yourself from what the underlying problem is. So then you can move forward and make a more informed decision and be like, nah, this dude's a clown. I don't care how much attention this dude's giving me. Hell no. So yeah, self-esteem and knowing your worth. Absolutely. That definitely plays a huge part in it. Huge part. Tara, oh yeah, I totally get it. Been there. Yep. And so it's one of those things where you just like, you know, you go out to a bar or a club and you're just looking for attention, even if it doesn't matter if it's from somebody who you know is a creep. You know he's a player, but you don't care because you're getting that attention. And that issue needs to be solved, right? That's the issue that needs to be solved. So, yeah, that's my opinion on that. Why do people feel they can take advantage of people? There you go, Miss Tara. So I rephrased the question that Donna C was asking. So that's my opinion on that. So next question. What is this? Question number 3. Yes, question number 3. And again, I don't know if you guys can see it on the screen, but when are you going to sing on live stream? Miranda K. When am I going to sing on live stream? I don't know. I know Biggs was wanting me to do the Twitch sings thing, but I think they took it off, he said, so I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. Funk Shop TV says, yes, Miranda. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really too sure about that, but Funk Shop TV says nope, it's still live till January 1st. So a month. Who knows? I might have to slide in there and sing a little bit. Who knows? So yeah. Tara says, I agree with Miranda. Do it. Yes. One of these days I will. Even if it's on like a stream like this. I don't know about the copyright rules with instrumentals. I don't know. But I think Steel, another homie of ours, Steel Eye was saying that because DJs do their thing and it's all good, that maybe an instrumental will be fine. I don't know the whole rules and regulations and all that, but we'll see. We'll see. Funk Shop TV says, download the Twitch app. You can do it through Streamlabs. Funk Shop TV said also, but you definitely should. It will greatly boost your follows. Funk Shop TV, no, you cannot sing along with instrumentals. Not if you're going to leave VOD up or upload it to YouTube. That's just irritating, right? How irritating is that? It's music, man. And I always say that, like, if it's an artist that hasn't been relevant for a long time, if I was an artist that haven't been relevant for a long time, I would love it if someone played my music on their stream. It's just greedy ass record companies, man. It's crazy. What's up, baby girl? I'm doing all right. Hey, thanks for the cheer. Appreciate it. Yeah, I it's so irritating when it comes to the music and not being able to do this and that and this. And I mean, how much talent isn't getting seen because of that? When people can make their own renditions of songs. Because when I sing a song, for instance, like Ed Sheeran's Thinking Out Loud, I do a different rendition than he does. Although I try not to lose the integrity of the song and totally go off script. But at the same time, you make your song your own. But how many people aren't going to get seen? And I'm not talking about get seen like record labels and all that. I'm talking about just by peers, just like you and me. Y'all have no idea how many hours that when I'm finally done doing the 1,000,001 things that I do, I love getting on YouTube and typing in a song and then typing in cover and seeing how many people sing it. How many people, there are so many talented people in the world. I just got goosebumps thinking about it. There's so many talented people in the world that it's amazing. It's amazing to me. Super amazing. Funkshop TV says, here is the loophole. I had a live musician playing the music you could sing along with. When this COVID shit is over and we have a spot to turn into the studio again, we'll get Pops over and do some jams live. 1,000%, bro. 1,000%. I can't wait. I cannot wait. That would be awesome. That would be dope. So, yeah, Miranda, to answer your question, hopefully soon. Hopefully soon, huh? We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, next question. What are we on? Question 5 or question 4? I don't know what question we're on. I think we're on question 4. Maybe. There's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, question 4. Got it. Okay. Question 4. Funkshop TV, as long as the music is being played by live musicians, it's acceptable. Really? Huh. I wonder if it would be illegal if I just played like a metronome. Just like a click with the timing of the song and then sing it just on that click. I wonder if that would be okay. I don't know. That would be kind of fun. That would be, yeah, I think that would be kind of fun. Sorry, I'm trying to get that thing off my screen. There we go. Yeah, so I think that would be awesome. So the next question, we're on question 4, y'all. Oh, let's see. Funkshop TV says, yeah, I have sang with my phone playing the backup so it wasn't audible and it didn't get muted. Good. Because I can definitely do that too. I can definitely do that. Because music is healing. It's therapeutic for me, man. As it is for a lot of people, right? It is for a lot of people. Question 4. How do you stay from getting involved in drama? Bobby M. And it's Bobby with an I. So is that a female Bobby or a male Bobby? I mean, it doesn't matter. Really. It doesn't matter. But I just want to make sure that I know who it is. I think I know who this is. But again, I just abbreviate the last letter of their name so I don't, embarrass them or whatever the case may be. How do you stay from getting involved in drama? Bobby, you know what? Because I don't do drama, I just stay out of it. I stay out of it. Even if I see things that I don't agree with, none of my business. None of my business. I stay out of it. Fully. Unless I'm asked my opinion on it, or asked on, if someone says, hey D, what do you think I should do? Unless those things are asked, I keep my mouth shut. Poof. Yeah, that's how I stay out of drama. I stay in my own lane. I don't I don't know. I've never been someone who likes drama. I think our world is addicted to drama in a way. I mean, between the reality shows and between the videos that get shared when there's fights on the street, like World Star, like stuff like that, people like they're attracted to it. It's almost like you're a light bulb and you're a mosquito, or there's a light bulb and the mosquito's just attracted to light. I just stay away from drama. I don't do drama. I don't do it. It's not in my makeup. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Yeah, it's I know it's harder for some people to stay out of drama, but it's always been pretty relatively easy for me. Yeah, it's always been pretty easy to me. Funk Shop Biggs, female. Funk Shop Biggs, definitely a female or person that identifies as such. There we go. See, that's what I was saying. I was trying to think of a way to be like, okay, I'm not trying to piss nobody off, which is just weird that we even have to worry about pissing somebody off when we're not trying to be hurtful. We're not trying to, anyway. So yeah, I just stay in my lane. I don't pay attention to it. I just don't. I don't like drama, and a lot of it could be diffused with communication. And I say that a lot too. I say the right communication and energy exchange like every stream, because it's the right communication. And if you can't communicate the right way, nothing really will get solved. So, and stirring the pot doesn't help either. But again, like I said, there's people that there's a high percentage of people that are they just like drama. They just like it. I don't know why, but there just is. And that's just my opinion. I have a friend of mine that will call his exes up and just start shit for no reason. Just, I'm going to piss her off today. It's like, why? What is it going to, what does that do? Like, what does that say about you? What does that say about you that you wake up and you make a conscious decision? I'm going to take the time to type whatever it is I'm going to say and send it, knowing it's going to piss the other person off. Like, what sense does that make? That makes no sense at all. That tells me that you have some kind of emotional attachment to the situation and can't get over it. That's what it tells me. But again, that's just my opinion. In fact, I know who Bobby is. And Bobby, you're talking about a situation that I know about, and I'm going to tell you this right now. Stay in your lane. It's not your issue. That's my advice. Stay in your lane. Mind your business. If someone tries to drag you into the drama, it ain't for you. Now, if they ask you what your opinion or what they should do, that's different. But if someone's trying to get you to co-sign on the shit that they're doing to make the situation worse, I ain't got time for it, bruh. Or Miss Lady, whatever. Bobby with an I, Funk Shop Biggs. Yep. With the I. Funk Shop Biggs, I do not. She messages me, LOL. Funk Shop Biggs, Jesus, I feel attacked. Yeah, I'm still in love with her, but I am not looking back. I'm not talking about you, dog. I'm not talking about you at all. You know I'm not talking about you. I mean, your situation that's your situation. I'm talking, you don't wake up and then grab your phone and send messages to your girl on purpose to piss her off. At least I'm not aware that you do that. I don't think you do that. I I know who this is. I know who the person I just described. It's not anybody here. Trust and believe. It's not anybody here. But yeah, I mean, they wake up and make a conscious decision to mess up somebody else's day. And it's probably because, well, I know why, because they feel miserable inside. And misery loves company. Y'all heard it, right? Funk Shop Biggs says, I know I'm playing. Funk Shop TV, Biggs, you done for that one. Biggs, Funk, no, I don't. I'm glad when I can get through the day without drama. 1000%, man. Drama's like a weight on the shoulders, right? It's like, oh, add another 10 pounds to the weight pack, man. And so you're already walking uphill. We're already walking uphill. 2020 has been a hill like this. And we've been just rolling this ball up the hill. It's just too much going on. Too much going on. Sorry, I'm getting another message. There we go. Sorry about that, y'all. Just answering questions. I gotta answer the questions. Funk Shop Biggs, right? I'm trying to drop weight. I don't want any more dragging me down. Exactly, man. It's almost like it's when there's too much drama, in your life, it feels like you're trying to sprint, but you're sprinting in mud, and the mud is up to your knees, and you're still moving forward, but it's just like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? It's messed up. Miss Tara says, always good to take out the trash. You're damn right. And guess what? Where I live, Tuesday's trash day. Take the shit out. Yeah, take the shit out. So that's how I stay from getting involved in drama, Bobby. That's how I stay from getting involved. And I know you won't see this until I upload this to YouTube, but I appreciate your question, and please keep sending them in. Let's see. Nolan says, I'm just glad I'm going through my drama at the same time 2020 is happening, so that way I just get it all over with. It makes sense, right? It makes sense. Definitely makes sense. All right. Next question. What question was that? That was question 4. This is question 5. Question 5. I'm starting to think being a good guy isn't all what it's cracked up to be. Girls say they want a good guy, but always end up with ass hats. I like that. Ass hat. Why? I'm starting to think being a good guy isn't all what it's cracked up to be. Girls say they want a good guy, but always end up with ass hats. Why? Kyle S. All right, Kyle. Every time I hear the name Kyle, I think of South Park. Yeah. So, well, Kyle, I'll tell you what. You're not alone on that. I used to feel the same exact way maybe 20 some odd years ago, until I realized and understood that if you are a good, genuine person, and whoever you're attracted to, if you're attracted to men, women, whoever you're attracted to, you see that person, whoever you're attracted to, keep getting with morons or people they shouldn't get together with. That has nothing to do with you. The reason why they're not getting together with you, it could be that they just don't find you attractive. But a lot of times, just so you know, there's a high percentage of women that just get with ass hats because that's what they feel they deserve. They don't feel they deserve anything better. So a lot of times they get in situations where they know it's wrong, but it's what they're used to. It's a security blanket. They know what to expect, right? There's no high expectations. There's no, I'm going to get my hopes up for this relationship because I know it's probably not going to work out anyway because the dude is not who I really can see myself spending time with, but he's giving me attention. It kind of goes back to the other question we had earlier. My advice to you, though, Kyle, would be keep on being that good guy. Keep on being that good guy. There's a difference between like being a good guy and then getting ignored or not getting any kind of anything as far as like attention from females that you're attracted to, and they have their shit together, versus the same thing but with the girl not having her shit together. Like I said, if you're a good guy and you know you're a good guy, you're not a player, you're not somebody who's going to take advantage of females or whoever you're attracted to, you know you're not that person. First of all, like I said, the female just might not be attracted to you. Or it could be that the female doesn't deserve, or whoever you're attracted to doesn't feel they deserve someone good in their life. And if that's the case, that ain't got nothing to do with you. That has to do with their own self-reflection. That has to do with their own self-worth. Again, very much like the question that I answered before. Very much so. Tara says, Nolan, solid point. Tara also says, go back to the self-worth thing. Exactly. Yep. That's exactly right. It's a self-worth thing. It's a self-worth thing. I felt that same way too, because I consider myself a good dude. I don't like to toot my own horn or anything like that. I consider myself a good dude, and you put yourself out there to females that you, or to whoever you find attractive, and then they don't receive it in the way that you feel they should, and then you see them just date people they shouldn't be dating, knowing that it's not going to work, but they date this person because this person is showing them attention. Even though you're showing them attention, they just don't believe they deserve attention from someone who might be better suited versus someone who is not suited, versus someone who, oh, this guy's hot, I know, or whoever you're attracted to, this person's hot, so I know, you know, I'm gonna get with this person. I know they treat me okay. Or they make excuses. Oh, they're just like that. Oh, they're just like that. That's just them. You make excuses for getting treated like shit. It happens all the time. So Kyle, keep your head up. Keep being that dude. And 9 times out of 10, man, someone will find you, bro. Someone will see your worth. Someone will see that, damn, this really is a good dude. And maybe I do deserve a good dude. But just make sure that when that woman does come along that sees your worth, bro, don't mess up. Don't mess up. Nolan says, or they have these expectations of a relationship because that's the only type of relationship they've seen. Exactly. Yeah. It's personal experiences. Tara says, right, Nolan. Nolan says, Gage was terrible when we first met, a fuckboy, but we stayed friends for 3 years and he's actually treating me like I should be treated. That's a situation. That's you know, that I think situations like that are kind of not few and far between, but you know, if a woman takes the time to keep a person at bay but see a change in somebody, that's different. Because usually fuckboys are people that got screwed over sometime in history and now they're jaded and it'll never happen again. I know a lot of players that were once really good guys, which means they could be good guys again. But either they got cheated on or they got done wrong. So they became jaded. They became very, 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 very cold-hearted. And they're like, forget when, in this instance, forget females. I'm going to play every last one of them because I'm not going to get hurt again. A lot of players are guys and girls that have gotten hurt in the past and they don't want to go through it again. So they end up being that way. And it's a way so they don't get attached. because they just feel when they get attached to things and then it doesn't work out, they feel like crap, and they don't want to feel like crap. So that's just my opinion. That's just what I think, So what up? What's going on, Eric? Mr. Tech in the building. Good to see you, man. Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate it. Just answering some questions, man. I had people sending me questions in, and I chose a random 6 questions, and that's what I've been doing. I kind of like this though. I like answering questions because sometimes you get on stream and you have a lot to say, and sometimes you get on stream and you don't have a lot to say. And this allows you to have something to say without having to have something to say right off the bat. So, John, let's see. Being jaded can seem to only last so long before it comes and bites you, just like it was when you became jaded. 1000%. Because you're going to run into somebody that sees that. You're going to run into a strong-minded person that's going to call you on your jadedness. You're going to find somebody that's going to call you out on that bullshit, which I wish it would happen more often. I feel that there would be less players in the world, guys and girls. There would be less players in the world if more people were just called out on their bullshit. And people just stop getting with somebody because you're lonely. There's a difference between being alone and lonely. Huge difference. And a lot of times I think people get with people out of being lonely, out of being alone. And they're tired of being alone. And they don't like it. Because a lot of people that don't like being alone are probably the ones that need to spend more time alone so they can reevaluate what's going on in their lives. Why do they feel this way? Right? That's just my 2 cents. My 2 cents. Phantom Yoda, good to see you, man. Always have the right things to say and advice when I didn't know I needed it. Right on, bro. I appreciate you. Man. Hey, with the cheers. I like it. Yeah, man. The thing is the bottom line is we're all human, right? We're all human. Nobody's perfect. We're all trying to navigate through this damn thing called life. And relationships are tough, man, because I really honestly think it's human nature not to want to be by yourself. I think it's human nature to want to go through life with somebody by your side. That's just me. I'm a person that I don't mind being by myself. Like, I can be by myself. I'm by myself most of the time. Like, I don't mind it. But I'm also not a lonely person, though. I'm not lonely. But man, going through life with somebody, that's an awesome feeling, especially if you're on the same page, and there's no relationship that's perfect. There's always going to be ups and downs and ebbs and flows, right? But depending on how strong the relationship is going to depend on how well you can get through things, So I appreciate that, man. Tara says, right? Can't escape reality through other people. Got to get right with yourself. 1000%, Tara. 1000%. And know your worth. That's right. We've been saying that for about an hour now, Eric, and I'm glad that you said it too, because you understand. Once you know your worth, you will not put up with shit that you don't deserve. It's just what it is, and knowing your worth has nothing to do with when people, because there might be some people who watch this on YouTube or something like that and be like, well, what does that mean? Know your worth? Because some people truly don't know what that means. So if you don't know what that means, I'm not talking about know your worth as far as know what your worth is, as mean, I have 3 cars and I have this house and this is my status. I'm not talking about materialistic bullshit. I'm talking about know your worth. Know your place know your place in life. Know you're an awesome person. You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But if you can wake up every single day and say, you know what, I'm going to be the best version of me I can be, and then the next day be better than that. Always strive to be better the next day than you were before. Some days you're not going to, and you can't beat yourself up over that. You just have to accept it and say, man, I took an L. I took an L today, but that's all right, because tomorrow's going to be a new day. I ain't taking no more L's, you know? So we're all human, man. We all go through it. We all go through these trials and tribulations and have to be like, God dang, there's pain. There's pain. There's pain that we go through, emotional pain. Sometimes it's worse than physical pain, because physical pain eventually heals, right? You have scars or whatnot to remind you of that pain, but that emotional pain, the emotional scarring, those things are a little bit harder to get over because they're emotional, right? They cut real close. They cut real close to the skin, real close. So Nolan says, I want someone to be there, but also want to be left alone. Yep, that's true. Nolan. Or Tara says, Nolan, I so get that. Eric says, I'd like to have someone there to be the yin and yang, but I don't need someone to feel whole. Thank you so much. Damn, if I had an applause button, which I will shortly, but I would applaud you on that. That's exactly how I think right there. Is you shouldn't need someone else to make you feel whole. Absolutely. Let me see.
From the top, let's go.
Hey, yo. Thanks for the subscription.
Hey, appreciate the subscription. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Baby girl, love you too. Let me go back up here real quick. Nolan. It's perfect. Gage and I send stupid memes to each other once in a while. Hang out like once or twice a week. When we hang out, we can sit and not even be watching the same show or even in the same room, and we're okay with that. That's awesome. That's awesome. As long as you guys are on the same page, you have open communication, and then one person doesn't feel more feelings for the other and start to think it's something that it's not, because that's where lack of communication comes in, and then it can kind of go south a little bit. So as long as you guys are communicating the right way, hey, more power to you. That's awesome. That is awesome. And there's a lot of people that want that. A lot of people that want to do that as well. Phantom Yoda said, hey, Lisa. Mills. Know what you're bringing to the table before you look at what someone else is bringing. Make sure you are the best you and never stunt your growth by settling. 1,000%. 1,000%. Don't settle. Don't settle. It's you end up being miserable. And all you do is you just co-sign your miserableness that you already have inside of you. Do not co-sign, because then what happens is the situation's not going to work out and you're going to be back at square one asking yourself, what's wrong with me? That's a problem. That's a problem. Nolan says, also, it's nice not to be bitched at for wanting to be with my friends and always getting accused of cheating. That thing though, when people accuse you of cheating and all that kind of stuff, usually that's an insecurity on the other person. That's how that goes. So that ain't got nothing to do with you, especially if you haven't done anything to warrant someone feeling that way towards you, if that makes sense. Baby girl says, hey, Eric. Tara says, hi, Lisa. Nolan says, is that Paul's voice? Yeah, that is Paul's voice with those alerts. Yeah. Like he said in the stream last night, he makes alerts and all those kind of things. And I mean, I like his, but you just record your voice and you put it in the thing. Once you know how to do it, it's pretty easy, but I like what he does because, it sounds good. Tara with the hearts. Nolan says, the other night I was listening to you guys live, so he said he brought his headphones so he wouldn't disturb me with his game playing. That's awesome. So he's being considerate. Phantom with the heart. That Nolan. Phantom again. Yeah, it's usually an insecurity or because they are doing it themselves. Absolutely. Or they are cheating. Yes. Yep, baby girl says hi, Tara. Yeah, it's crazy, y'all. It's the thing is that I just want y'all to think real quick. Just think that a lot of people said, "Oh, if we lived in this perfect world and everyone got along." Well, the thing is if everyone got along all the time and we never had to go through anything, we never had to go through trials or tribulations or anything, we wouldn't grow. We wouldn't mentally grow. We wouldn't learn about ourselves. We wouldn't learn our own value. Right? We wouldn't learn. It's like when I was younger, I wasn't allowed in the kitchen when people were cooking because I want to touch stuff. And there's burners, right? There's the oven, or not the oven, but the stovetop. And when the stovetop would get hot, I would reach my hand up there. And my pops was like, "Oh, you gonna learn today." So my little ass up there, putting a hand on top of the stove, he held it there one day right above the burner. Didn't burn me or anything like that, but he held it so I can feel the heat. And it got to the point to where I pulled my hand away, and my dad is like, "Yo, this is why I don't want your hand up here. It gets hot." So had I not gone through that experience, I wouldn't have known, you know? So, and then there's some people who are sheltered when they grow up. I have a friend, I have a pretty good friend of mine. She married straight out of high school to this guy, which is fine. But they weren't meant for each other in the first place. But she stayed married for 20 years. But she was sheltered growing up. And so she didn't really know about life. So she got out into the real world and was confused, super confused, because she was sheltered. So there are some people in the world that they don't know what they don't know, right? Sometimes you just don't know what you don't know. And but I truly believe that if we didn't go through all this bullshit that we go through sometimes in life, we wouldn't learn. We wouldn't learn what we're willing to tolerate. That's just what it is. Nolan said, "Exactly. My ex never wanted to come around any of you because she thought you guys would beat her up for being a lesbian." Nobody cares nowadays. Well, at least I don't. I just want people to love one another. So whatever makes you happy. Whatever makes you happy. The only thing that I don't agree with is like, well, I'm not even going to go there. Anyway, when people, well, yeah, I will. When people get like, it doesn't happen very often, but there are people who they get like, it's a weird attraction to inanimate objects. Did you hear about the lady who married the Eiffel Tower? Like a ceremony and everything. You can look it up. Married the Eiffel Tower. She said she was in love with this Eiffel Tower. Just super strange. Mental health is important. Mental health is important. Nolan said, and instantly went to, "You're probably having sex with them all anyways." But see, that statement right there, Nolan, when your ex says that, that has to do with their own insecurity. Because obviously you're not having sex with all of us. Obviously. Nolan also says, in Mississippi they do. Absolutely. There's probably a lot of places where they love animals and stuff like that. But Nolan says, so she was taking those experiences and hate and brought it over here, and we're one of the most accepting places to live in. 1000%. I agree. Tara says, wow. Phantom Yoda, Nolan, we love lesbians here. Hey man, ain't that the truth? We love all people. I love all people anyway. I love all people, and I love all people, man. I don't care who they want to love, how they want to love, as long as it's not hurting somebody else, man. Because love feels so good. Am I wrong? Love feels good, man. Love feels super good. Super good. On many different levels. Especially when you have a certain connection with somebody. It's like having a best friend and being like, man, being very grateful that you have that best friend. That you have that best friend connection, right? And I'm sure we can get into friends with benefits and all this other stuff, which I don't even want to get into right now, because that's I can go off on a whole stream about that. Which there's good and bad. I don't have a negative opinion of it. It's just I could take a whole stream to talk about it. Because friends with benefits thing, if two people agree and everyone's on the same page, cool. And it's not mentally or emotionally hurting anybody involved, cool. I'll just leave it at that. Nolan says, well, come to find out, she was also doing a lot of dumb things on purpose to get me to kick her to the curb. Well, yeah. Because a lot of people like to do that too, because that's what they feel they deserve. That's how they feel about themselves. So they project, right? They'll sabotage their relationship because that's what they feel they deserve. So it sounds to me like your ex needs some time to herself to figure out her own, like, who she is. Baby girl says, until you find out that you don't and you just wasted time. Absolutely. Phantom Yoda. A lot of people like to self-sabotage relationships. 1,000%. 1,000%. It's crazy how that is, huh? It's super crazy how that is. Because everybody wants so bad just to be in a situation that they can be themselves. One, they can be themselves. Two, have someone accept you for who you are in all your glory, all your awesome stuff and all your faults. Right? Now, there are a few things that people just won't accept. There are certain things that people are just like, I love you to death, but I can't get involved with you or whatever. And it could be because of certain habits that one person doesn't want to deal with, or it could be an addiction that someone doesn't want to, there's certain things that, how do I put this? There's certain things that will stop people from getting together because of what one person does or the other person does, right? Addiction's a motherfucker. I'll put it that way. Nolan says she needed a lot of help. She's 38 and acts like a spoiled teenage girl. Oh, wait. That's rough. Phantom Yoda, COVID. Yeah, I'm sorry. Look, I can't get with you. Yeah, you got the Rona. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. Love you, but I'm gonna have to love you from 6 feet. Oh, Eric, you cracked me up, man. You cracked me up, bro. Yeah, y'all, it's really weird when it comes to human relationships, man. Regardless whether if it's a romantic relationship, a friendship, a best friendship, family member that's your friend. It's crazy. No one's laughing. It's it's wild, man. It's super wild. But I think that with open lines of communication, everybody being on the same page, and getting away from the drama and not making the drama worse, it's like fanning a fire. And the fire dies down a little bit and then it gets fanned back up because the pot gets stirred, and it's like, I've never been one to stir a pot. Again, I'm also never one to get caught up in drama. I stay in my lane. Even if I don't agree with what's going on, like, you always want to support your friends. You always want to support them. But supporting your friends doesn't always mean getting involved either. It's just what it is. I've just learned on certain situations, just keep your mouth shut on stuff. But if you're like my friend who wakes up and just has the thought, I'm going to text my exes just to piss them off. Yeah. Even on that, I had my mouth shut for a long time until he asked my opinion on it. And then, of course, I'm going to give my opinion on it. And I'm not somebody to yell and make somebody else feel dumb and throw out insults and stuff like that either, because that doesn't make the situation any better. Because then that just makes the other person defensive. So yeah, it's it's kind of strange that way. Nolan, I've recently grown apart from someone who I've spent every weekend with for 6 years because all the drama. Then not being safe with COVID. Also, she is stuck drinking like I'm 21 phase. Yeah, and that's probably because they're trying to numb themselves of something, maybe. I don't know. I can't speak on that person. I don't know that person. But a lot of times when people drink a lot when they shouldn't be drinking is because they try to numb something they're going through and not deal with it. Nolan also says it sucks that things went that way. I'm glad she found a new set of friends who have the time and energy to hang out with friends constantly. Yeah, baby girl says that's wrong. Yeah. Yep. And a lot of times, guess what happens? When that person that is living their life in a way that maybe they could choose to live better, when they realize that, and then they realize, damn, the person I was hanging out with had tried to get me to see that, and that person comes and apologizes, I think it's your duty to accept the apology, because accepting apologies doesn't mean that you agree with what they're doing. It just means that you accept their apology. It doesn't excuse the fact that they still did it, and doesn't mean you have to hang out with that person again. It just means I accept your apology, because accepting that apology is like closure. And sometimes people need to apologize to get it off of their chest. I also have a friend, in fact, I spoke with her this morning, and she's so mad. She had an ex call her and want to apologize. And then they got in an argument because she was real short with him, because she's still angry. And this is like 6 months, 7 months has gone by. And they got in an argument because she wouldn't accept his apology and she was very short with him. And my advice to her was, well, a lot of times when people apologize, it's not necessarily to apologize to save face. It's to apologize because somewhere inside of them, if it's a genuine apology, somewhere inside of them, they're like, man, I really messed up and I want to apologize to get this out. I need to get this feeling out of me, so I need to apologize. That's where it stops. If you're someone who needs to apologize to somebody to get it off your chest and you really feel bad, and the person you're apologizing to doesn't accept your apology, it's no longer on you anymore. It's on that person to either accept it or not. And if the person doesn't accept the apology, then that might be something they need to deal with. Now, I'm not talking about if you've gotten like seriously something done to you. Like, I'm not talking about forgiving a rape, like someone who raped or someone whatever. Although one of the worst things I've ever heard of is like, for instance, if you went to trial and someone killed your kid and you went to trial, I can't remember what the show was, but the gentleman forgave, or the guy who killed the kid apologized wholeheartedly, apologized to the people in court, and even though that, it's found guilty and all that, but genuinely apologized. And then the parents genuinely told the guy, and I get goosebumps thinking about it, genuinely told the guy, we accept your apology. And the reason why is because they don't want to hold on to that anger. They don't want to hold on to that bitterness because it turns ugly. It turns super ugly when you hang on to bad vibes and bad energy. So Nolan says, but I'm a 29-year-old mother who's going through divorce, custody battles, and working full time. I don't have time to be going out all the time and drinking. Plus, once 2020 started ESP with COVID, I wanted to focus on personal relationships with people, getting into a good, healthy relationship, 1000%. And if I had that button, which I will here pretty soon, it's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Oh, no worries, B. No worries, man. I was just getting ready to ask you if you're getting ready to hop on, bro, so I can raid you. Nolan also says, I remember seeing that on court cams, I think. Yeah, there's been probably many cases, but the one that I seen was, it was an older couple. The dude kind of looked like Colonel Sanders, and his wife kind of looked like Miss Claus, what my version of Miss Claus would look like. And but I don't know what Miss Claus would be doing with Colonel Sanders. But this couple, they accepted the apology of the guy who murdered their kid, and it was a very powerful thing. It's powerful when you can do something like that, because it doesn't excuse the heinous act of their child being taken from this world. But it also releases the anger and frustration and hatred they had within themselves. And when you have hatred in your heart, that's a rough thing, man. That's a rough thing, because it manifests itself into other portions of your life. And then people get really jaded just on life in general. And then people in general, they just get jaded. You ever talk to somebody who just constantly has an attitude just with life, with everything? You can be the nicest person in the world to them, but they're worse than the Grinch. They make the Grinch look like Mr. Rogers. Those people are people that really need to let go of a lot of things. It's crazy. It's crazy. Funk Shop, yeah, at 8 p.m. Yep. What up, Dino? Or Dino. Need to learn how to read, playa. Dino or Dino? Dino. Wasn't that the name of Flintstone's pet? Dino? Something like that. Nolan says, they said, I know our child would want us to forgive you. He would want you to reach out and get help to be better. 1000%. Absolutely. 1000%. Nolan, Sunday night. LOL. Constantly negative. Oh, was that the stream with yeah, that was the stream I had to get off of. I was absorbing too much negative energy and I needed to go dump that cup. So how do you let go of that hatred? That's a great question. John says, yeah, the Flintstones dog. Yeah, absolutely. Dino, so how do you let go of the hatred? There's phases, man. There's phases that you have to go through, right? So there's confusion. Confusion usually turns into irritation. Irritation turns into frustration. Frustration turns into anger. And it's like a mountain, right? And there's different levels to it. When you get to the top of the mountain, you're just at a point to where you're just like, I don't give a fuck about that person. Fuck that person. They can kiss my ass. If they were burning, I wouldn't piss on them to put them out. You know, you start to wish really bad things upon that person. That's at the height. But then you have to find and get to a point to where you evaluate what happened to you or what happened in the situation. Because I don't know what specific situation that you're speaking of, but you have to get to a point in the situation to where you're like, how long am I going to hang on to this? Like, what is it doing for me to hang on to all this anger? Because it does. It will leak into your regular life. So there's stages though. And once you get to one of the final stages of just acceptance, once you get to acceptance, that's when you can let go. And sometimes it's as easy as forgiving yourself, depending on the situation, right? Sometimes it just depends. It just depends. But there is phases, but you can't beat yourself up along the way. Because there's some people that are like, fuck, man, I hate feeling like this, and I don't know how to get it out. I don't know how to let go of this. Spend some time with yourself. Evaluate what's going on. Spend some time with yourself and evaluate what is it that's making you mad. Once you identify that, then you tackle it from there. Because holding on to anger and hatred is not going to help, man, at all. At all. Nolan, I saw the fire coming from your ears. Nolan, I don't hate people. I just remove them from my life because it's negativity in my life and I don't want it. It either wasn't the right time or the right person. Maybe both. Yeah, it could be a mixture of both. Absolutely. 1000%. Nolan also says, I take it as a lesson learned. That's what's helped me move forward, just like a job you're training on. You make the mistake, learn from it, and move on. 1000%. It's that moving on part that some people get hooked on, right? It's like when you're running and you find your stride, you're like, I'm over it. And then all of a sudden, there's like the crack in the concrete, and the concrete is like this high, and your foot hits it, and you kind of trip a little bit. Sometimes it snags on you. Sometimes it gets like, that the moving on part is what people have a hard time with. Not only the moving on part, but the acceptance. Sometimes people need to forgive, or sometimes people need to accept.
Hello. Thanks for the follow. You're watching the Team Podcast Experience.
Appreciate the follow. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And yeah, Dino, sometimes, man, you just have to get to a point to where I need to flush this out. I just can't hang on to this anymore. And then all of a sudden, once you get to the point of acceptance and you can accept whatever it is that's happened, it's like a weight lifted off of you and you start to feel light. You start to feel like, whoa, man, I feel pretty good. I haven't felt this good in a long time. And then all of a sudden that positive energy starts coming and you have your cup, and maybe your cup is only a quarter full of positive energy, but now it's half full. And you're like, oh man, that's awesome. This feels so good. And then what happens is that feeling starts to manifest itself. And now you go out and you're doing things. You're more clear-minded. You don't have this BS in the back of your mind, just holding you down like a rain cloud. And then guess what? Now your cup that's half full is 3/4 full. Boom. And then more time goes on and you start to feel even better. Now your cup's full. More time goes on. Now your cup overfloweth with positive energy. And now you're able to give it to somebody else. It's coming, man. It's coming. Just take time to yourself. Evaluate the situation and you'll get through it. You'll get through it. Either forgive or receive forgiveness and accept it. And yeah, just work your way through it. Work your way through it. It's tough, but we all can get there. We all can get there. Nolan, I think we just been hurt so much and been through so much. I learned to do it is faster than most people. Yeah. Let me read that again because I got confused. I think I've just been hurt so much and been through so much. I learned to do is faster than most. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Some people learn faster because they've been through more things, right? So if you're somebody who has dated only a couple people and then you got cheated on once, it sucks. But if you're and you kind of like, whoa, that really messes with you. But if you're somebody who constantly gets cheated on, you start to question your own self and be like, why is this? So it's different levels. But yes, when you've been through more stuff, you learn more. And once you learn more, you can make more informed decisions on what it is you truly want in your life and how you want your life to be. And you have to be okay with letting people go. If there's certain people in your life that you genuinely love them, like, man, this is a good person, but they always got something going on, you have to be okay with letting that person go and letting them know, listen, I love you, but I'm going to have to love you from afar because I can't go down with this ship that you're on right now. I can't do it. And it's tough. Sometimes it's tough to do that, but you have to find a way to make it work. You got to find a way to make it work. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. There's been things that's very hard for me to get over in life. And I'm a pretty even-keeled person. I'm pretty even-keeled. I very rarely get super, super angry. I definitely hate fighting. I don't like fighting at all. There are times where, or there have been some times in the past where it's like, all right, it's green light and I'm going to have to do something I don't really want to do. But in situations where you have to think quickly, you got to do what you got to do. But the type of person I am, I feel bad afterwards. Hey, thanks for the cheer, man. I appreciate it. And, you know, I feel that sometimes it's like, yo, I have to handle this right now. And then when you handle the situation, it's like, damn, why did it have to come to this? Why did it have to come to this? Especially if it's someone who's super important in your life, like a best friend or someone you've been with for a very, very long time. And it's a situation that you're trying to work through. And you have to decide whether or not you're going to work through the problem and accept it and stay together or not stay together. And that in itself has different levels to it as well. Right? But again, it comes down to how do you want your life to be? How do you want it to be? What are you willing to accept? What are you willing to accept? There's a difference between being wanted by people and then there's people that deserve you, right? There's a difference between people wanting you and a difference between people who deserve you. And when you say, oh, that person doesn't deserve me, it's not being cocky. It's not being big-headed. It's not any of that. It's just, you know your worth. You know your worth. I have female friends that I've had to have very hard conversations with that maybe wanted to start a relationship. And I had to say, listen, I love you. I think you're great. But the lifestyle you live is not something that will go with my lifestyle. And I'm not saying people have to go with your lifestyle. It just has to be a lifestyle that would mesh well together. Right? And you have to have hard conversations. But if you can have hard conversations, there's a respect that grows out of that. Because the person's going to be like, oh, this dude's going to be, or this female or whoever is going to be super real with me at all times. And that's why when there's drama going on, I keep my mouth shut until someone asks me my opinion. And then that gives me the green light. But yeah, it's crazy. It's super crazy. And Dino, I don't know if you knew this or not. There was 6 questions that I have people send in questions to me at the DPC experience at gmail.com. The DPC experience at gmail.com. And I just pick random 6 questions and I answer them. And this is kind of the first full one that I've done. And I think I'll probably do more because I like it. And as long as it's helping people, because that's my main thing, is I just want to help people. That's it. I just want to help people and let them know they're not alone, because we all have to live on this rock. We all got to get along. We're not always going to get along like all the time. And that's another thing with relationships. And regardless whether it's a romantic relationship or just a friendship or whatever, it's not always going to be perfect. There's going to be times where there's adversity you got to get through. But when you get through it, it makes it even stronger. It's like when you break a bone and the bone heals, it heals back stronger than it was before it even broke. Right? So, yeah, I kind of like doing these things, right? Yeah. Phantom says, Be with someone who deserves you, not someone who just wants you. 1000%. That's what I was trying to say. That's exactly what I was trying to say. Tara, back, had to deal with a work thing. Oh, no worries. Glad you're back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Baby girl, thank you for all you do, Dwayne. Thank you. Hey, you're welcome. I appreciate that. I just try to do what I feel is right. At the end of the day, I do what I feel is right. I don't know. It's just, I've always been that way. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. I appreciate it. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you, Dino. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. And that's what we're all here for, right? We all learn. Like Phantom Yoda. Eric is a tech guy, right? And I don't know, Eric, if you like being called the tech guy, but you know way more than I do. And so when I learn something, I learned something I didn't know. And I think that's awesome because it's growth. So I can take the information I've learned and pass it on to somebody else who might have the same question down the road and say, oh, this is what this is, right? Because there's always a time where we didn't know something that once we know, we can now pass it on to somebody else. Like with this whole Streamlabs and Twitch stuff, right? There was a time where none of us knew how to do this. Some of us are still trying to navigate this shit. But the thing is that there is a time where all of us didn't know how this worked. So therefore, if you know something, that's why we pass it forward, right? That's why, at least for me, if I know something that could help somebody else, you pass it forward. Knowledge isn't meant just for you. Knowledge is meant to know and to pass that knowledge on to someone who doesn't know so they can follow suit and do the same. That's my belief anyway. Welcome back, Tara. Tara says, thanks, Eric. Man, it's crazy, man. It's a crazy world out there. It's a fun world. It's a crazy world. It's a wild ride. There's ups and downs, twists and turns, laughing, crying from laughing. There's just so many things, man. Life is a beautiful thing. It's just sometimes we look at ugly pictures, you know? And life to me is like, not everybody's going to have all the answers. No one's going to know exactly what to do at all times. But it's almost like life to me is like a cookbook in a way, to where here's all these recipes, but we're missing a few ingredients to make it work. So when we learn things, that's like ingredients getting put in your cupboard. So next time the recipe comes around, the recipe could be a situation that you didn't know how to handle 5 years ago. But now you got new ingredients you learned. So now when that recipe comes back around, oh, I know how to make this. I got the ingredients right here. So that's kind of how I think about it. Tara says, one of my favorite acronyms, HOPE. Hold on, pain ends. 1000%. That's true. Pain is temporary. Pain is temporary.
Hello. Thanks for the follow. You're watching the D Podcast Experience.
Appreciate the follow. That's Mr. Leonard. Appreciate the follow. For anybody who's new to the room, I had 6 questions sent in to me, and thanks for the cheer, baby girl. Hey, I had 6 questions sent in to me, and I was just answering. These people just wanted to know my opinion on certain things, and the questions could be anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Usually it's on the it's along the lines of relationship type stuff. I'm no way a Dr. Phil. I'm no way like anything. If anything, I'm more like Hitch, like Will Smith and Hitch. Kinda, somewhat, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's when you wake up, the bottom line is just don't be an asshole. Right? Don't be an asshole. If someone's having a bad day and gives you attitude for no and you didn't warrant the attitude, it's not your problem. It's not your problem. They're mad before they even interacted with you. You know? It's like if you're in traffic and you have somebody who's road raging behind you. That ain't your fault. That person was angry before. Maybe they're late to work. Well, they should have got their ass up earlier. It's not your fault that they're now stuck behind you when they should have left 20 minutes ago. It's like that. Those type of things. You know. But when you get frustrated and angry, like I said earlier, when we get frustrated and angry, we don't think straight. That's why we need to take time. We need to take a time out, calm down, breathe. Let me think this through for a second. Now I can come back and decipher really what's going on. You know. Funk Shop TV says, Brother Leonard with the twins. Tara, great movie. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, Leonard, I'm Brazilian. Try to speak in Portuguese, please. I don't know how to speak in Portuguese. I don't even know what a Portuguesian? That's not even a word, but I just made it up. I don't know what Portuguesian sounds like. But I love Brazil, and it's one of the places that I want to go one day. I want to go to Brazil. Best rapper, Tupac or Biggie? Different. West Coast, East Coast. I think Biggie is one of the greatest East Coast rappers and just rappers in general. And I think Tupac, I think his messages were a lot better than Biggie's. Biggie's was an awesome lyricist. Tupac was a great lyricist as well, don't get me wrong. But I think Tupac's messages were a little more, they're a little more forward versus Biggie. But I also think Biggie was influenced by Diddy a lot. So, Funk Shop TV, best rapper ever, Big L. Big L was dope. Big L was dope. But then, I mean, there's just different variables. Leonard says Tupac is Akil the MC, still alive. I don't know. No, I don't think Tupac is still alive. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but no. I don't think Tupac's alive. Although, when I seen Snoop on stage and they had the hologram, I don't know if y'all seen the hologram of Tupac, but that hologram looked crazy. I was like, yo, this is the future of concerts right here. Holograms. It was crazy. It was dope. And then when you listen to Snoop, when they had the, when they interviewed Snoop, and Snoop says he looked over and it was like, yo, it was nuts for him. It was crazy for him. So it's yeah, so I mean, when it comes to rappers, that's different because there's totally different styles of rap. One of my favorite rappers in the whole entire world, just because of his technical aspect of it, is Eminem. His double entendres, how he makes rhymes within the sentence and within the phrases, but it makes sense with the first thing that he said to the last thing that he said, even though it's 8 to 16 bars. Like it's a trip. And the way he the way he has his like his punchlines. But then you have hip hop too. I love hip hop. I like hip hop. Rap and hip hop are two different things. That's a hard question, man. The best rapper ever. I don't know, because a lot of people say Jay-Z. And I think Jay-Z has his own style. But then again, then people are like, well, what about Nas? In their own right, they're both kings in their own right. So I don't know if I could take anything else. I don't know if I can take away from any of them. Sorry, just answering more questions right here. There we go. I'm getting hit up with different questions all over the place. So, but listen, I just want to say this, guys, and because I'm getting ready to, AB, when you get your stream up and going, let me know so I can raid with everybody here. Because after this is over, guys, we're gonna go and we're gonna go to Funk Shop TV, and we're gonna raid Biggs and do his thing. I'll probably get on Discord later on tonight. I need to actually get my Discord up and going so I can get you guys coming in on your microphones and put videos up or your guys' webcams up on the thing too. And but yeah, I just you guys don't, just so you guys know, everybody that's in this room right now, just so you guys know, this is therapeutic to me. This is something that, because I always have, my mind is full of all kinds of things. As far as like, it's like a freeway. It's just a freeway. My mind's always going. It never stops, ever. That's why I'm always busy. I'm always busy. If I'm not writing music, I'm doing photo shoots. If I'm not shooting photo shoots, I'm going through photos. If I'm not going through photos, I'm doing something else. I wear many, many hats. Although I don't wear many hats when I'm streaming. It's just I need to shave my head. And my hair doesn't grow everywhere on my head. So right here, smack dab, right here in the middle, it doesn't grow. I got that Uncle Ben's halo going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be one of them old brothers with white hair that's like a halo. Whoa. Like that. See, if I had hair, my headphones wouldn't have done that. But I just have that Uncle Ben's. I have that Uncle Ben's rice hair if I don't shave my head. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I don't know, y'all. I speak my mind when asked what I think, and it's just my honest opinions on stuff. I never think I have the right answers at all, because I'm human just like you guys. I done gone through things just like y'all have gone through things and are going through things. Hey, thanks for the cheer, Mom. I appreciate it. But we all have to live here. We have to find a way to coexist. And sometimes coexisting doesn't mean, hey, thank you, baby girl. Appreciate it. And sometimes coexisting doesn't necessarily mean you have to be friends with everybody. You don't. But if you show respect, you get respect. And if you show respect and someone doesn't give you respect, that's not your problem. Don't let it get you down. That person has something wrong with them that they're battling. That's all that is, y'all. That's all it is. And so, Mom, I don't know if you just got here or not, but we're getting ready to raid, of course, Funk Shop TV. And I don't know if he's ready to go or not, but this is when you can get a group of people together and have that energy exchange. Like I always say, it's a good vibe. It's a good energy exchange, because my cup, like I was giving that example earlier, Dino, my cup overfloweth. My cup overflows with positive energy, and I'm always happy when I'm able to pour it in different people's cups. especially in 2020, man. In 2020, we need more positivity in this world than ever, through all the division that we have, through the political BS that we're all going through this pandemic, and through all these lockdowns. And for some people who aren't essential, like this guy, and many other people like me, that we need positivity. Because the news is just going to show you more things to keep you in a funk. It's designed to do that. It's designed to keep you in fear. It's designed to keep you not focused on positive stuff, because it's easier to control people and manipulate people when they're scared and don't understand what's going on. So when we're able to spread some love, spread some smiles, spread some laughter, spread some cheer, right? And this isn't just because Christmas is around the corner. I'm always like this. I try to see things from both sides of the story. I try to not jump to conclusions. I try not to see things just on one side. And I stay in my lane. I mean, that's kind of what I do. Mom says I came in late. Nolan says you need to make emotes. I don't know how to do that, but I'm sure I will find out soon enough. I'll research. Baby girl, yes we do. Funk Shop Biggs, I'll be good in a minute. So in a minute here, we're going to go raid my boy. Nolan says, I love that we're all grown adults who can have legit, hard, crazy conversations where everyone is respectful or take anything overboard when offended. Absolutely. John, I'm offended. John, you better just have another beer and be quiet, man. You better have a Coke and a smile, bruh. And be quiet. Nolan says, shove it, John. Nobody cares. Funk Shop Biggs, I'll make some for you. Crop some facial expressions for me. Oh, okay. I got you. Nolan with the hearts. I always think that's like a sideways ice cream cone, too. John says, love you, too. Miss Nolan, see all the love. Can you feel the love tonight? Can you feel it? Yeah. So listen, we all go through things in life. Some are going through things right now. It's not forever. Learn to accept forgiveness. Learn to give forgiveness. Learn to accept the things that you cannot control. That's one of the hardest things. But a lot of that has to do with the inside. A lot of that has to do with our own ego. Sometimes we have to take our ego and just set our ego aside and be like, yo, I need you over there for a second. Because we cannot go through life making decisions based on ego. We just can't. And when you're able to accept forgiveness and give forgiveness, it doesn't excuse what's going on or the reason for the drama. It doesn't excuse it, but it emotionally gets all of that out. So you're not lugging it around like an overpacked backpack, and it allows you to move on. That's what that is. John said, I'm good. Is absolutely agree with her on the comment. Yeah, for sure. Look at all the hearts, man. I love it. Tara, ego is a killer of many things. That's right. Miss Ibanez, Miss Mel's, you are not your situation. That's right. That's exactly right. And I hope it does stick with you because it's so true. And I don't know how many of y'all follow me on Facebook or not, my personal Facebook, not just my photography one, but a couple years ago, well, I just stopped a couple years ago, but I used to put the same thing like I'm talking about now. I used to type those things out and post it on my Facebook every other day. A lot of it was more towards like women empowerment and all those kind of things, and having women really realize how powerful and strong they are. Hey, appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate that. I stopped doing that a couple years ago because Facebook is just overwhelmed with negativity. And I felt that my words. Hey, thank you, Phantom. And also thank you, Gemini. I appreciate it. I stopped because I felt like my words were falling on deaf ears, and I found it easier to make videos and then post it. But unfortunately, people don't watch a whole lot of videos on Facebook. They like pictures. And my posts were long, which it's not my problem. If people don't want to read them, they don't want to read them. It is what it is. But I just stopped doing it because of the simple fact that there was a lot of recycled negative energy going on. And again, like I said, there's some people in life that are addicted to the drama because they don't know what life is like without it. And it's scary to them because it's change, right? As human beings, we don't like change. And also as humans, when we're faced with something that we don't understand, we either don't like it or we're scared of it. So when you're hit with a situation, you're like, oh, this is weird. This is weird. I don't like this. It's weird. I don't know what's going on. And so, there was a lot of recycled bad energy, and I just stopped posting on Facebook. And I'm so glad that Twitch is here and this is here so I can do this, because it hurts me not to help people. It literally hurts. It hurts me not to help somebody who is emotionally or mentally going through something, and sometimes people just need to get out what's inside. Sometimes you don't even need to say anything. Sometimes people just want you to be there. Be quiet, sit right here. I just want you to be here and listen to what I have to say so I can get it out. Sometimes it's not answers that people are looking for. They're just looking for someone to listen. That's it. That's all. It's sometimes those are the things that are the difference. Sometimes those are the things that are different. Let's see what B is doing. Oh, I got you, B. Oh, you sent that 10 minutes ago. I'm just now getting it. But yeah, guys, it's I think when it comes down to, sorry, I don't mean to ignore you guys. I'm not ignoring y'all. I'm just looking at questions, and some of these questions I will answer on the stream, on my other stream. So, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, hold up. Phantom Yoda says, there's something I've worked on understanding. Absolutely. Listening instead of trying to be helpful. Sometimes listening is the best thing in the world, Eric. Sometimes people, this is what I've actually found with a lot of my female friends, just in my personal experience, that they already know. Hey, thank you, baby girl, for it. I appreciate it. That's a horrible Cabbage Patch. What I've felt, Eric, is a lot of my female friends, they already know the answers to questions they may have. They already know what they need to do. They know they need to break up this guy, or they know they need to do this, or they need to do that, or break up with this girl, or whatever. They know. They just want to get it out. They don't want answers. Sometimes, a lot of my female friends sometimes just want to vent without anybody inserting their own opinions, without anybody projecting their own thoughts into whatever's going on. Sometimes just shut up and listen. That's it. All right, guys, I'm going to raid Funk Shop because he's on right now. And before I do that, though, honestly, guys, hold on. I'm going to look into the camera when I say this. Just give me a second. When I say this, I want y'all to believe it 100%. I'm going to look at y'all. Hold on. Make sure I ain't got no crusties going on. Believe me when I say this. Y'all help me just as much as I help y'all sometimes. You have no idea how therapeutic this is for me. And although I consider myself a pretty mentally strong person, we're human beings at the end of the day. We're human beings at the end of the day. I'm no better than you guys are at all. At all. We all have to live on this rock called Earth. We might as well get along. And again, you don't have to get along with everybody, but you have to accept that they're here as well, taking up space just like you are. So, on that note, once I hit this rate, I don't even know if I'm going to do it right, but we'll see. There it goes. 8 seconds, 6 seconds. Love yourself so we can love others, y'all. Peace. Thank you, everybody. There we go. We're raiding. Hey, everybody that's in here, I love all the hearts. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Mom, thank you. Nolan, thank you. Dino, thank you for being a new follower. All of the new followers, thank you guys. Eric, Melissa, Lisa, Nolan, thank y'all so much. If I left anybody out, I apologize. Let me go back to make sure I didn't leave anybody out. Oh yeah, John. Duh. How do I forget John? Just you know, I just didn't see you standing up. Leonard, thank you from Brazil. I appreciate it. Everybody, baby girl, yes, you're in there. Tara, thank you. If I missed anybody, please don't be mad. There's just quite a few people. Anyway, guys, here we go. Raiding to Funk Shop. Love yourself so we love others. Peace.